Hi, today I'm going to be talking about why I'm against the death penalty. I feel this way for several reasons, the first of which is risk. There were 156 people exonerated from death row in the United States, and there have been 7 posthumous pardons granted, which means that we've actually executed 7 innocent people in the United States. I don't think that the ends justify the means, and I don't think we can feel comfortable executing people who obviously in the past have been sometimes innocent. Another reason I think the risk is too high is botched executions, such as that of Clayton Lockett's execution in June of this year. The wrong chemicals were injected into him, and the spectators at his execution actually said he was writhing around the table in pain. At that point, I see it as cruel and unusual punishment, and I don't think the U.S. government's values are in place with that kind of treatment. Another reason that I'm against the death penalty is that I see it as hypocritical. I don't think that the government can say, do not murder people, and then turn around and have the punishment be the equivalent of murder. I think that we need to set a higher standard and a higher example, and just step away from death entirely. I see it as archaic, and I don't think that it's helping anyone. If we execute someone, who is it justice for? It doesn't bring the victims of the prisoners back. It only brings about more loss of human life, and it is also a loss of someone that we can study, that we can learn from. I also think that the prison system can be about reform, and there are people who can reform themselves, see the error of their ways in prison, and killing them is just taking away that opportunity. I also think that sometimes we execute people who don't deserve it for reasons of insanity. An example of this is Eileen Wuornos. She was a serial killer, and I'm not condoning her actions, but several people who observed her in the days before her execution said that she was not aware of the reason she was being executed. Her last words were actually, "I'd just like to say I'm sailing with the rock, and I'll be back like Independence Day, like Jesus, on June 6th. And I think these speak for themselves, as it just says that she wasn't sure of the reason she was being executed, and the U.S. government can't feel comfortable with executing people who are mentally ill. It's just not something that is in alignment with our values. In short, I am against the death penalty because I think the prison system should be about reform and not death, and I also think it's a hypocritical and archaic way for the government just to say, let's get rid of our problems through death. Let's not look at the prisoners, try to deal with them, try to help them, or learn from them. We'll just get rid of them. And I think that the prison system can mean more than that. It can be about life, it can be about improving, and it can be about betterment. But the only way to do that is to do away with the death penalty, in my opinion.